Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is cleansing and clearing workspaces, homes, cars, objects, furniture. It's 3 stages really, which is cleansing and clearing, imbuing it to yourself, and protecting. So, in order to cleanse an object, smaller objects I'd only really bother with if it was something that's secondhand or something which you're going to particularly use for spiritual work, even if it is new, because you've got to remember it's been sat in a warehouse, etc., etc. Cleanse using whatever you like. Put in protection, below and above, giving you a bubble. And I've got another video about protection. If you're Reiki trained and used to using energy, then use the Chokeray, level 2 Reiki, Chokeray, to cut and clear the old energy away in an object. Same with furniture. If you don't use Reiki, then you can use several other means. One would be sound. Nice little Tibetan bells, little chimes, ding, ding, ding. Sound bowl, if you've got a sound bowl, with the intention that you're clearing away any old energy. If it's something larger, you can use holy water, and you make that yourself. Holy water is water with salt in it, with a prayer said over it, and you can do that yourself if you want to. So you can use it on a car, that type of thing, or furniture. The other thing that you can do with furniture is to clean it properly, which is worth doing if you buy second-hand furniture, particularly old second-hand furniture. And you do use like a combination of vinegar and white spirit in order to really cleanse things. And it only occurred to me a few months ago why that works so well, because it's something that I do. I find it hateful to buy everything new. I do try and, where I can, to buy second-hand. I like older furniture. It lasts better, and it's cheap. You quite often pick some bits and pieces up for free. So I would recommend that when you cleanse off with the, like with maybe some people put terps with the white spirit and the vinegar. The reason why it occurred to me, sorry, I forgot the strain that I was on. The reason why it occurred to me that it works is because I used to work in a herbalist and aromatherapist shop when I was about 19 or 20. When I was at uni, and this Caribbean lady used to come in on a regular basis for her rock salt and for her sea salt to have a bath with. She'd say a prayer and dunk herself on it. She'd tell me all about that. She'd tell me all about a lot of stuff, obviously for me to use now, unbeknownst to her at the time. And she told me she would use vinegar and terps, as she called it, white spirit, around the house. In the corners in particular, under furniture, to get rid of the heavy, dark energy when she was cleansing it. And she would use the Hail Mary, she would use all of that stuff. The reason why the Hail Marys work so well is because you're bringing in the mother, the creative energy as well. And if you're looking to call in badass energy, positive badass energy, to come in and kick some butt, I mean, you've got your obvious go-to, such as Michael and Jesus. But a lot of the feminine energies work very well. You look at your Sekhmet. You look at Kali. I know that Mother Mary has been whitewashed with this really, like, almost non-personality energy. She's a highly intelligent woman. She was a bright woman. You ever try and connect in with her? Really connecting with her? She's got a bit of sass about her as well. She wouldn't take no for an answer. She was a bright woman, determined, confident in her connection to spirit. She had to be. At 14 years old, she turned around to a guy she's supposed to be marrying and went, by the way, I'm pregnant, so deal with that and marry me. I'm sure she didn't say it in that way. But yeah, that was a situation that she had to deal with. So she has got a lot of strength. So if you're going to bring in a female energy, they bring the creation alongside them. Extreme creation has got two levels, one which is destruction and one which is the rebirth process. That's the two levels of creation, destruction and rebirth. So if you're looking to bring in a mother and a real traditional Christian energy alongside it, I would use the Hail Mary if you're going to Catholic it up, which I can do as well. So that stuff does work. We can use the traditional Christian stuff. It's going to work. Yeah. When it comes to clearing out your car, the holy water, or making your own holy water, and just literally just ask for it to be blessed from source. This water is going to work for my highest intent. If you want to make something up, then make something up. When it comes to something like a car, I would recommend you use maybe a prayer. You just have to say, "Dear God," and Amen at the end. Or if you want to use as an incantation or a spell, whatever you want to use. Labels don't mean anything to me. So it's you can rid this car of hate and fear. I only love may enter here. And when I use this, I use it in 3 stages. So asking any energies in yourself to come in and rid this space, whether it's your car or your house, of hate and fear. Only love may enter here. I rid this space of hate and fear. Only love may enter here. That's taking your power, and that's giving you your power and taking responsibility. I have rid this space of hate and fear. Only love may enter here. To completion. Yeah? You've got it sewn up. Bang, it's been done. So you can do that in your car in terms of clearing it, like an incantation, that sort of prayer would work. If you want to call in alongside it some higher energies, then do. I normally connect into my guides and just ask for whoever wants to ask up and just say, please send whoever you know is going to work here for my highest good. So chokre, sound, prayer, in order to cleanse spaces. You then want to imbue something when it's a car or when it's your house. You want to then imbue it for yourself. I know somebody who was saying that they bought a second-hand car. And they've been really nervous for about 3 or 4 months when driving this car, and then realised that the previous lady who'd been in there, who'd passed, bless her, was an elderly lady who must have been really nervous when driving her car around the busy streets, because I'm sure the cars, the streets weren't as busy and the cars weren't as complicated when she first started to drive. So, that's not to say that the old lady was sat there next to it. It's just to say that the energy, this nervous energy that this elderly lady had put into the car for somebody who's energy sensitive, was there. So clearing it all out and then asking for the car to work to your best good. Particularly a car, it's big, it's got energy. On some level, it's got a consciousness. Yes, it does. You may have heard crazy talk about that. Crazy people talk to their cars. I talk to my car. How many people do you know name their cars or talk to their cars? If you're nice to your car will be nice back to you. Ask it to work to your highest good. You're so thankful and grateful for it. And you are. It takes you from A to B. It does all of that wonderful stuff. It works generally really, really well. The better relationship you have with the car, the better your car will work with you. Okay, so imbuing your car to yourself. Objects, psychic objects, you want it to work for your highest good and the highest good of people who you work with on a spiritual level. When it comes to imbuing your workspace, I'll do a similar thing. Your house, depending on what's going on with your house, it's got different levels. But generally, your house is a sentient being, particularly if it's an old house. It's going to contain a lot of energies. Houses have always spoken to me in varying ways. So you're going to tell the house, I'll come here with my family, I've come here by myself. I hope you can see a good person. I try my best. I'm here to live with you, do my best by you. I'll look after you. Please do the same with me. That's to get the house to accept you and for you to accept the house. And I did that when I moved here. Okay. You can do that with furniture if you want to as well. have a little conversation and send me your car with the furniture. And then you want to particularly protect spaces. When it comes to objects, a regular cleansing them will work. Spiritual objects, your house with your furniture in it will need a regular cleanse. And if you somebody who works with the moon, I would recommend that works really well, full stop, is, you know, do it in the same point every month with the moon. So if you think about the first half of the moon phase, the moon's getting bigger, so increasing. So you would do that with the intent that you can increase your energy or your ownership over the house or over the car, etc. Full moon, if you just want to give it a good old whack out of a cleanse and you want to use as much energy as is available, so day before, day of, day after the full moon, using the full moon energies to their fullest. Second half of the moon phase, if you're looking to remove somebody's energy from a previous object or car or home and remove their influence. That's how I would do it. And then regular cleanse with the moon, full moon. So I would do. And I don't do full moon or new moon, because the new moon I can say increase my ownership of the house. Or the, you know, I don't want anyone negative coming over these doorsteps, increase that energy with the new moon. Other ways to protect, and if you're not used to doing it, it's the same thing. If I've got a protection video for yourself where you would put a bubble of your choice of whatever colour, energy, geometric shape, etc., etc. You can do that around your house and around your car and around your workspace as well. Crystals, two forms of crystals. One form of crystal is your traditional crystal. I just use a clear quartz around the house in the four directions, the four corners, asking it to protect and support your energy and work to your highest good. And the other, you can do that, and you think put crystals in your car, crystals around or in your workspace, unless you're desktop, then you might want to take a crystal with you and cleanse every time you sit down, because Vera, he comes and sits in your desk or does your job share with you and sits at your desk when you're not there. Is, she might be depressed, bless her. She might not be a particularly nice person. You don't want her energy hanging around. You don't want energy hanging around, because the energy will just fall off and just be kind of like, yeah. Especially if you're energy sensitive. Other way of protecting. The reason why salt is put into holy water, and the reason why the sea is so cleansing, is due to the fact that it is a crystal. It's a naturally occurring crystal, and it's got that bitterness to it. The bitterness which the terps and the vinegar have when cleansing stuff. That bitterness dissipates and breaks up heavy energy. So if you kind of think about a germ, germs exist in the middle, just the right temperature, a little bit of warmth. If it's too cold, they don't like it. If it's too hot, they don't like it. You can either freeze off old germs, or boil off old germs. So you want to come in with either end of the vibration. So the very high vibrational scale is, if you're looking at scents that you can put out into the air, is your florals, your rose, your tropical flowers being the highest ones, and your lavender being the highest vibration. The lower vibrational stuff, which is also going to break up that heavy energy, is things like the white spirit, but the vinegar, white vinegar I use. I'm going to use nice apple vinegar, then do apple cider vinegar, that type of thing. Then do. I don't think that red wine vinegar would work as well. I don't know why that is. I would either go for a white vinegar, don't go for a malt on your fish and chips, either a white vinegar or a apple cider vinegar. I think it's something to do with the vibration. I don't quite know why. Oh, it's to do with the processes. Okay, I don't quite understand. I don't know how that works. Apparently it's to do with the processes. And the colour of the liquid and something else. But vibrationally, they will be low enough to break up the heavy energy as well. Salt is one of those things where it's not one of the high, it's not the high vibrating crystals, it's one of the lower vibrating crystals. Um, so, I mean, sugar is also a crystal, but it's genuinely had to go through a manufacturing process in order to become the crystal. Salt is a naturally occurring crystal. It comes out of the earth or from the sea like it, and you either want to use your rock salt, your Himalayan salt, or your sea salt. That's chunky stuff. And you can spread that along the inside of your car if you want to. You can spread that along the front and back door, along your windowsills, anything. I think we need to think about people who live in apartments or flats. So that will stop and break up any negative energy coming in. You'd be surprised as to people who might have previously stepped over the door, dominant personalities, who all of a sudden you find knocking at your door, unless they're on the other side of the door and they don't come in. Hey, it's funny that, isn't it? If you use Reiki and you're looking to protect, use your Seihei Ki, the emotional balance and protection symbol, or your master symbol if you're a master, in order to protect and keep out other energies. If you don't use any of that and you've got no training, obviously use the salt, but also if you want to then ask for doorkeepers, gatekeepers, and what you need to do is, if you're using geometric shapes in order to protect, and or you've asked for gatekeepers, and it might be that you visualize some beautiful angels, or some wonderful Egyptian guards with wonderful face masks, or anything else that you want to visualize. Fire breathing dragon, hey, that will work to stop anything coming into the house that doesn't need to. Then you need to regularly back that up. And if you're not used to doing it, I would recommend at least for a week, every evening, that you go around the house and visualize the front back door, they're there, I've got the shaman, okay. And then you do that regularly on an ongoing basis. In order to keep the protection up. So regular cleansing, and when you first put the protection in, you need to regularly keep up that visualization of the protection. When you're more used to it, when it's been established, it just needs the occasional thought to bring the energy and to re-establish the link above. It's like anything, it's like that settling in period when you're establishing new habits. It's establishing a new habit. If you're in a flat or an apartment, if you're over the pond, you've got a bit of a problem because you're not grounded in. You may be if you're ground floor, but generally you're not grounded in. And you're going to have somebody's energy above you or below you or next to you, or if you're in a shared house, it's a real pain. So do what you can, and it's even more important. Visualize gold mesh, really fine mesh. I mean, I've had it when I went to somebody's house and I've gone, what the hell is that come down from the ceiling? It's like the ceiling's bulging. The person upstairs is a Reiki practitioner. It obviously isn't chucking the heavy energy out of the house or isn't cleansing the house properly, and it's sagging down. It's coming down through the roof. So a fine mesh, fine sort of steel cage of gold and white, that sort of sacred geometry, and with that around the house to keep the space sacred. Establishing a connection below to ground off any heavy energy that needs to be, that Mother Nature, Gaia, however you want to refer to that. So establishing a cord for your home, establishing a root for your home if it hasn't naturally got one, an energetic root, in the same way that you would do for yourself. And now I've got a video about the cleansing and protecting, has got a bit about rooting in it. You just follow the same process for the house. But you've really got to keep on top of cleansing the house and scraping out the old energy. The witch's broom, and this is something I didn't mention, but it's good for cleansing. The witch's broom actually was used for cleansing out old energy. And you can, if you want to use a broom, use a broom. Just use the combing on your hands. And if you're healing, you'll probably be used to combing people's auras through. Comb the space in the car, comb the space in the room. Comb through Get rid of all the heavy energy on a regular basis if you're in an apartment or a flat, because you are going to struggle more with other people's energy. Making sure it's grounded in, and definitely do things like put crystals everywhere in your corners. Corners of the house may be at the bottom, and if you can like put them up in little alcoves or on top of furniture. And then I've got a crystal care video, then regularly cleansing those and charging those in order to maintain and support that space is really, really important. If you find you've got a house and energetically it isn't working well, houses are by their nature very earthy. So if you find that your energy in your house is still out of whack, you need to bring the 4 elements plus spirit in. Your spirit, and you connecting to spirit and being a light worker is going to do that automatically. Asking for protection on your home from the higher spirits is going to do that automatically. Oh, sorry, they've just said if you want to use things like your ancestral link in order to protect your home, then do that, particularly if you've got something like going back, you're quite, warrior-like. So for me, it's kind of going back on my Celtic side. For others, it might be that you've got some other warrior lineage. You know, there's all over the world you can think about your warrior lineage. And even if you're British, you were Celtic at some point. Yeah? Anglo-Saxons? What was here before, mate? Boudica and the Counts. Yeah, they were. So you want to tune into that ancestral link and ask them to come in and do like a William Wallace and flash bits and stuff like that to stop nasties getting in and getting them in to do it. Whatever works for you. You can call on a whole host of energies to protect your space. So I've completely gone off track because they told me to do something and they told me to do the ancestral line. So, God, I can't remember. Clearing the space, imbuing it to yourself, regular protection, putting your crystals up and around in order to maintain the space for yourself, particularly if you're in an apartment or flat. The 4 elements, bringing the elements into the home. So, air, opening your windows. Even in the winter, open those windows. You know what? You've been in bed farting. Even just for that, you have lowered the vibration substantially. Open your windows. Even in the cold, let that cold air in and kill out some of the germs that are in your bedroom. You don't have to be in there when you're doing it. Go do it when you're in the shower and invite the air energy in. Come in, clear out all the rubbish, kill off all the old germs in the winter. Yeah, clear out my farts. Fire, candle. You have to have an open fire, candle. Ask the fire energy to come in and burn out any old energy in order to allow creation and new cycles and things like that to begin. Water. It's very hard. A lot of our water is treated, particularly if you're in the States. You've probably got a lot of rubbish in your water. I live in a very hard water area here in Hampshire in the UK, so I've got a lot of calcium in my water, which increases the strength actually because calcium is chalk. And if you look at any of the old sites, the chalk was used for a reason. However, it's still going to have a certain amount of chlorine in which is bleach, because of the fact that they sterilise the water and it goes through the system so many times. Luckily, we don't have stuff like fluoride. Don't believe the conspiracies. Don't have fluoride in their water in the area that I'm in. So if you use filtered water, brilliant. If you use bottled water, even better. A nice little water fountain, something where the water is in movement and not stagnant, because that's the whole point of the water. Water, like energy, can stagnate, and you don't want that's not the energy you want to bring in. You want to bring a nice little water fountain with some nice bottled spring water in it, and the energy within that would be high. And then change the water regularly. Change the water regularly. Earth, your house is earth. Bring in something which isn't as heavy, dark earth, particularly you think brick, concrete, sand. You've got clay. You've got some very earthy, heavy earth. So if you want to bring in the greener earth, so plants and that type of thing, I generally kill stuff, to be honest with you. I'm not green-fingered. I think when I was a monk, I was the doing all the herbal stuff. I was the one making the mead, doing the penis drawings in the margin of the calligraphy books. Google it, penis trees in Bibles. Yeah, I'd love to think that was me. It shows what monks were obsessed with. Hey, I'm not even going to go down that route. They're hanging out with a load of boys. Yeah, I kill the green stuff in the house, or I've had servants to do it for me apparently. So I've generally just and if when I've lived, I've foraged. It's not natural to me to be a gardener. I'd love to be. I try it, but I'm rubbish. I'm dreadful. Okay, so if you're going to bring in the earth, and it needs to be the greener earth. This little baby, this little lovely was £3 in IKEA. This will last me. Well, yeah, this is so pretty. Why do you want to go and buy a bunch of flowers that you've cut that die? This is alive and living. That's what you need, and it's beautiful. So that's trying to sort of balance your house up energy-wise if you're still having problems in your house after you've cleansed it. If you're having other problems and you're worried about previous tenants, I would suggest, unless you know what you're doing, to probably speak to somebody who knows what they're doing and get some advice. It may be something I do a video on, but I'm not 100% sure because there's so many variations and so many variants. So there might be something I deal with on a basic video, maybe not. I would recommend you speak to somebody who knows how to clear and work with energy. Medium, somebody who's got psychic mediumship abilities, or might know somebody who can help. It can be done remotely. I could do it on Skype for you. Wow, yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, that stuff is fun for me. Yeah, that's how to sort of cleanse, clear, protect, and balance your house energetically. There are different elements if you're in Asia in the Far East. Work with the elements from where you are geographically. So in this country, it's 5 elements, and this is the UK: earth, air, wind, water, and the 5th being spirit, which is where you get the pentacle from. The pentacle for protection, and not for whatever other purposes people have tried to say it's for. So I hope you like that video. I have got other videos, please have a look at them. If there's something, a basic video that you want help with a certain area, then please let me know and I'll consider it. If you have a look through, there's other videos as well, like regular inspiration, meditation, connection, etc, etc. And if you found that you've taken new learning from this, then what I'd ask you to please do is to pay the exchange forward. So a random act of kindness, volunteer for a charity, that type of thing. If you want to donate some money to myself, then you're welcome to, a couple of quid or whatever. My paypal.me is Rachel's Reiki, so I think it's paypal.me /Rachel's RACHAELSREIKI Rachel's Reiki. PayPal me, Rachel's Reiki. So I think if you Google PayPal me and then you put in Rachel's Reiki, I'm not great with it, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for. And anything else, please let me know. Love ya. Bye.